Suicide is when an individual takes their life away, their own life away. And I think the result why this happens is because an individual is emotionally and mentally unstable to accept life as it is.
What do you think suicide is?
Suicide to me is basically not all about people just killing themselves. You know, like suicide is basically about a mental depression, you know, from things that happen from childbirth till the present time.
I feel like suicide is like people taking their lives for granted. I feel like some people they don't understand like most things that they're having trouble with, they can fix.
What is your definition of suicide?
Suicide is basically when somebody wants to die, so they take their life away somehow.
Suicide to me, I think is to escape reality really, because you have no other options probably, so you feel trapped or caged in somehow. So basically people end up jumping out of windows, you know, just or airplanes or buildings, getting hit by a car. Whatever way you feel like you want to kill yourself, that's what suicide is about, I think. You know, you're a punk. You want to run away from your problems, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So you think people who commit suicide are punks?
well, not necessarily, because you don't really think about what you're going to do after, because you know you're dead.
Well,
I give them a kind of...
Suicide is not technically, if you want to put it in such a way, not really killing yourself, but literally killing yourself. If you want to put it in a different way, suicide is also about doing stuff that you never would usually do, like doing crack cocaine. How is that suicide? Doing crack cocaine.
Like you say, you know, I mean, myself, you know, you're a Christian man, you know, never taking any drugs, never drunk, you know, whatever. You know, you always hang out, but you never did anything that you want to do. You know, suicide, that doing drugs is basically destroying your body. I mean, you're not literally killing yourself, but you're destroying.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You don't think doing crack, cocaine, and other drugs could cause you to do suicide?
It could, because the drugs, like, it affects the way how you think and process, and like it affects your whole body and breaks it down. Yes, but it's not like you hanging yourself. It could lead to one of the reasons, but it's not the only reason. And as you said, like suicide, sometimes just killing yourself. That's not really true, because they're not. And how you said they're a punk. That's not really true, because back in the days when they had like the samurai, they used to kill themselves. They used to like. No, I'm trying to remember it correctly to say. Like,
it's called create seppuku. That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's to take their own life because they couldn't fulfill a promise or a duty. Yeah.
Right. So how is that saying they're a punk?
No,
that's what I'm really
okay.
saying.
So basically, no suicide is good though. Either way, because it's still suicide to me is basically you taking your life. You have no life after this. You say afterlife, but suicide basically what happens here and now is all over. You die. That's it. After that, that's the end. It's a permanent fix to a problem for some, and it's a permanent end for other things that might happen.
I like that.
But when you die, either way, it don't matter how you die. It's always the last time you die.
What you did at that last moment.
I'm saying that he's making it seem like if you die from suicide, that's your last chance, and if you die a regular death, you're gonna come back. That's what he made it seem like.
No.
Alright, let's go to the other question. Let's go to the other question. The other question is what age group do you think suicide is more likely to affect?
I guess mostly teenagers, because they haven't reached that point in their life where they feel that they belong. You know, they're most likely to get depressed, not be in the popular crowd.
What age group do you think suicide morally?
I think it's in a teenage group.
Most
likely teenage group. That's what mostly is.
I agree.
Okay, so why do you think older people are less vulnerable in becoming suicidal?
I feel that older people are less vulnerable because they're more mature. They know how to deal with like more stuff because they've been through it, or they've been through closer situations, and you know they can handle it better than a younger person. A younger person who has to learn from all they have to start from step one. They have to learn from all the mistakes, and you know they have to be guided more. While older people, they know how to deal with it more.
Okay. Why do you think teens like our age are sometimes scared to go up to older people to ask them for help?
It's, I think we lack the courage, maybe. I don't know. It might not be courage, but it could just be like we're nervous. You know, we're just scared. Sometimes, mainly sometimes scared because if you go up to an older person, someone like maybe that you don't know or you do know very well, you risk the chance of them taking serious measures because they know that you're suicidal and they don't want you to commit suicide. But some of them might feel like they don't have the wisdom, they can't help you as good as they want to. So they'll go into drastic measures and it'll affect us a lot. I mean, come on, if someone called the insane asylum because let's say I was committing suicide, I'd hate to go to an insane asylum. I wouldn't want to do that. It's not something I want to do. I mean, I'd just be lost. I'm lost, so just lead me in the right direction. If I go to the insane asylum, that's stuff that'll stick with me forever.
Okay.
They like pull up records on me. Oh, I used to be suicidal. I don't want that. So.
That could prevent you from getting a good job, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if a job sees that you were once suicidal because I don't think they would explain why you were suicidal, but they might think because of stress levels, because you're not able to cope with stress. Then yeah, it could affect your job. It could very well affect your life, especially if I believe if you get a family and you die from unnatural causes, say car accident or anything, if in the records it says that you were once suicidal, your family might not get the money from the death
insurance,
because it's suicidal, and it could affect everything. So.
Okay. What are some problems in our society that could cause teens like our age to commit suicide?
I got this. I say broken households, teen pregnancy, because some girls commit suicide because they're afraid what their parents might say.
Every day you live, you experience, like, maybe somebody could have been, you know, sexually molested when they was a child, and each time it haunts them, you know, they keep playing it over in their head, you know, or they could watch somebody die in front of them, watch one of their family members be killed in front of them, and then as they get older, as time goes on, they replay it in their head over and over and over.
The result why this happens, also bullying could lead to suicide. It's read on the news that bullying is the #1 cause of suicide. You know, people make fun of you. When you're not accepted socially, you have no friends, and there's no one to talk to. help you out. And
So, do you think having friends could help you to be less suicidal?
yes, I believe so, because when I have problems, I know I go to my friends and they help me out. My friends are like, hey, look, dude, like, don't be so down in the dumps, you know, like, cheer up, you know. There's other things to worry about than that little problem. You know, friends could always, like, they're there for support, and family, too. Sometimes some of these kids who commit suicide, they come from broken homes, you know, divorced parents, you know, the parents are in jail, the parents still, you know, crazy stuff like that. You know, so it's always family, friends, you know, they're there to help you.
Okay, cool.
It's because an individual is emotionally and mentally unstable to accept life as it is, whether it be losing a girlfriend, losing a boyfriend, you know, doing an action that caused disturbance to their own self, and they just can't process the fact that all this is going on, and they don't have someone to reach out to, somebody to talk to, and it's hard for a person to live when no one listens to you. And whether it be also bullying can lead to suicide. It's read on the news that bullying is the #1 cause of suicide. You know, people make fun of you. When you're not accepted socially, you have no friends, and there's no one to talk to help you out. And
so, do you think having friends could help you to be less suicidal?
yes, I believe so, because when I have problems, I know I go to my friends and they help me out. My friends are like, hey, look, dude, like, don't be so down in the dumps, you know, like, cheer up, you know. There's other things to worry about than that little problem. You know, friends could always, like, they're there for support, and family, too. Sometimes some of these kids who commit suicide, they come from broken homes, you know, divorced parents, you know, the parents are in jail, the parents still, you know, crazy stuff like that. You know, so it's always family, friends, you know, they're there to help you.
Okay, cool. If these teens, if they seek help, do you think they could find help to eliminate those suicide thoughts?
Most definitely.
You know, go to a counselor or something, you know, go buy some ice cream and sit back and enjoy life or something, you know, find a hobby.
But most of the time, kids, like, well, teenagers nowadays are like, afraid to go to an older person to say like what's going on in their life. Because the way how they're gonna look at them and think like you're too young, you shouldn't be doing certain things that you're doing. But in reality, like the way how society is, everyone exposed to everything at a young age.
So, do you think you could handle yourself better from becoming suicidal if you talk to somebody older?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because they have the extra wisdom that us younger people need. So like, I mean, say like, I just lost a family member, and I'm on the brink. I'm breaking out. I for like weeks I've just been depressed, and an older person who had the same thing happen to him or his friend comes up to you and, you know, explains to you and talks to you like what he did, and, you know, it like really affected him. That's an extra boost. That will help like me to not commit suicide. It's that wisdom, that little talk that can change everything.
It kind of messes with your head, because now you're sitting there thinking about all the things that could have possibly went wrong, all the things that the person was going through, all the things that you and that person shared, you know, then that also takes a toll on your life, you know. And then, you know, especially when you're close to people, you know, you start to tend to feel like it's your fault because you weren't there at that point in time to help them in a situation in need. And then you probably most likely become depressed, you know, and it would take a toll on your mind.
I think suicide affects everyone around an individual, whether, as I said, we're around for them and try to help them out or not. Because a parent might question their parenting skills after a child commits suicide. They could be like, what did I do wrong, you know, like, what did I do? Like, why did he kill himself? Why did he? Or no, it could cause mental disturbances for everyone around an individual, whether they take it into account or not before they kill themselves or commit suicide. And friends could also be very, they could be left scarred. Everyone could be left scarred. It's like if someone passes away and that, like, they have a car accident or something like that, people are going to be crying, people are going to be, there's no way of preventing that happening.
Suicide affects your family members, your friends, basically anyone you come in contact with, because basically the fact is you used to exist, now your life is gone, so everyone around you who your life probably affected probably is going to affect it one last time negatively, meaning that now they're going to be grieving for your sake and you're dead. You can't come back from that. Like, it's permanently probably will scar them for life. That's the end of the road. Like, they'll probably eventually move on, but for a certain amount of time.
Okay, what would you say to people who are feeling depressed, down, suicidal right now? What would you say to some of those people?
Well, I would tell for y'all ladies who's on depression, y'all come see me, I always try to imagine. Yeah, good.
Okay, what motivation would you give to people who are feeling suicidal right now, or depressed, or just stressed out?
Jesus Christ.
What would you say?
I know it's bad right now, but it's just gonna get worse if you kill yourself. So
Jesus Christ, we're safe.
There's always someone else who's always worse off than you are.
Come on, son. Really? Come on, son. Don't kill yourself. Do something else. Go drink some milk and cookies or something. Just join the Boys and Girls Club. I don't know, play some sports or something.
Football, basketball, soccer,
Cricket, tennis, golf, bowling, swimming.
Run track and field. Definitely
Right.
run track and field.
Right.
I'm telling you, run that track and
Football,
field.
basketball.
If you're
Yeah,
not
track and field.
if you're not athletic, go paint dry on the wall or something. Go
You can draw.
draw.
Music.
Music, sing. If you can't sing, go in the shower and sing.
Music can save.
Go do some porn.
Save face.
No, don't do no porn. Don't listen.
Don't do.
Ed, suicide.
Don't do it.